there's Tanner. We're live.
Oh, we're live already.
Y'all live, yes, sirree. And today, Tanner and I brought Tanner and I, East Coast Liquor Reviews, some samples from my bottle. But today we are doing an examination on the Redbreast 12-year-old single pot still whiskey, Irish whiskey made by the Middleton Distillery of County Cork in Ireland. The same makers of Jameson, Green Spot, and Powers. And for all you that don't know out there in the world, a single pot still whiskey has to be at least 30% in the mash bill. Has to be at least 30% unmalted barley and 30% malted barley, and you can have at the most up to 5% of other grains in your mash bill. For the Redbreast 12, we see a mash bill of 50-50. So 50% of the mash is an unmalted barley and the other 50% is a malted barley. And it's at 40% ABV. They utilize a ex-bourbon casking for the barrels of the maturation. And they finish the whiskey in Oloroso sherry barrels. What else can I say here? To be a Irish single pot still whiskey is legally bound by the EU, apparently. I just learned that today. So it must be distilled in a copper pot, and all distillation and maturation must be done in Ireland, and it must be aged in wooden casks for up to 3 years. That is a single pot single pot still Irish whiskey. All right. And then we're going to go over we're going to do our rating system that legendary Tanner has come up with, our 6-point rating scale to round out to 100 points. So in this rating scale, your looks and aesthetics get up to 10 points. So looks and aesthetics can be what the bottling looks like and what it looks like in your glass. The aroma, taste, mouthfeel, and finish will get up to 20 points maximum. And then the last category is going to be the value of 10 points to round out your 100-point rating scale. So, what do we all think of the? We're going to do a pouring here, but what
my box smells like clay and paint.
Whoa! All right.
Let me see.
Well, we don't think of looks and aesthetic so far.
And I don't have a box.
You all tell us about the box.
I can go with that. I don't know about the paint, but the clay kind of earthy tone.
Yeah, I do smell it, clay. I do smell clay.
Yeah. But I think my box is older. I think my bottle's older than you guys, is because I bought this at a little town up in Nebraska.
Oh,
I gave
wow.
$44.44 for it. It was a 44.44.
Okay.
But it's a older bottle, and that's why it was so cheap. They never changed their prices. And I said,
So are you ready to pour, peeps? I think you already.
Do your pouring and let's assess that appearance and aesthetics.
Well, I've yet to open mine. Surprise!
All right.
surprise.
We'll go do that now.
Look at that! I like that. It's very Christmassy. It's cranberry.
How do you open this up?
There should be an arrow looking icon on the top of the bottle cap where it looks like it tears. See, look where Bumpy is.
Okay, I see a tear. Okay, so what are we gonna do?
Then rip that thing off this way, and it'll
Peel
foil
it. Peel it. It'll peel around in a circle if you go nice and slow.
Worst comes to worst, just bite it off, Alex.
Yeah, use your teeth.
Oh, you know it all.
You got
There
it.
you go.
All right.
Let me see.
I got to cut underneath my fingernail.
No, it won't let me open it. Oh, God. I didn't do it too slow.
You ain't got it all the way off.
That's it. I'm suing
No.
Redbreast.
Just pull the cork off.
There's a pop?
Is it a cork off?
Pull it. Don't twist it. Pull it.
Oh, it's got a nice little emblem on the.
I don't
plastic.
think you got it loosened all the way there, Alex.
Yeah, I know. That's probably why.
Go get it. Do you have a knife,
be
a
able to
little
come
bitty
right
pocket
off,
knife
right?
or something
Don't
handy?
tell me use a knife.
All right, I'm gonna put this up.
All you got to do is just go gently around it. Don't cut the cork. Just go
No,
gently
please don't.
around.
Yeah, do not tell him to use a knife.
Real
Once
cork.
you go right through the cork, stop. Don't hit the cork. Go through the floor and
Yeah,
just
don't-
gently
Don't
turn.
do that, please.
It's got a nice color for an Irish whiskey.
Robin Redbreast.
Yeah.
It's a dark
The
gold.
bottle is unique shape.
Redbreast.
I like the coloring of the foil on top.
Put about
Yeah.
an ounce there.
Good
Nice
information
alcohol
on
leg.
it.
Yeah.
It comes in a
His
box.
legs are 40%.
Yeah.
And I do like the bottling. I don't have the bottling obviously in front of me, but when I was looking at that earlier, it's got a lot of good. That bottling has in the box has super good information on it.
If you ever watch or listen to Whiskey Cast podcast,
Yeah.
they advertise Redbreast 12 a lot on it.
Oh yeah.
I got one. I met him. I got one of his Glencairns. The guy that
Alex,
does
you can do it.
Wow. It's definitely the best smelling Irish whiskey I've ever smelled.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, we're right down the middle of 50% of the grain bill is or the mash is unmalted, and the other 50% is malted barley.
Yeah.
Howard 12 is pretty good too.
All right,
What's
we
the
got it
ABV
done.
on this?
We got it done, people.
All right, you got the
there you
whole
go.
stuff off of there. Good. Nice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, imagine if the cork broke, Alex. That would be a disaster.
that would have been a disaster.
Oh wow, it's only 80.
I know. I lived through it.
It's only 80 proof.
It's got legs. It's got a lot of legs.
Yeah, that's
How
what I
much
did.
should I put on here? How should I put?
I would
You
put
put
more
more
than
than
that.
that.
A
A
little
little
bit
bit
more.
more than that.
It's
We're
like
not
honey.
measuring by
It's leaving
law,
honey
but a
leg.
standard pour is like an ounce and a half most of the time.
like that?
If you
A
can
little bit
assess,
more.
yeah,
A
more.
little bit more.
You need to be able to assess this thing.
He's also drinking out of a beer glass.
That's all right. That's
Actually,
good right there.
There's no
There's
legs
not
on it.
there.
That's good.
That's
All right.
Now swirl it around, but do not slosh it.
No.
Okay. I get a napkin now because I cleaned my.
Do not do
All right,
what-
we'll be back in 20 years.
What's he doing now?
So you're
Cleaning.
saying don't do this.
Because I spilled alcohol.
No,
on
don't
my
do this.
Turn it gently.
Flick it like holy water.
Lean it to the side. Turn it gently. That's where having Glencairns on stems, which are hard to find, comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, so just swash it just a little bit like that, right?
Yep,
Okay.
it to the side and
Like
just
this.
twirl it like this.
Woo!
It's pretty.
There you go. That'll
That's
do, Alex.
that's beautiful, baby. That is beautiful.
Okay,
There
so
you go.
looks and aesthetics. Let's go over that again. What do you think out of 10 points, people?
Oh,
Where
I
we
think.
start?
Go ahead, Bumpy. I'm sorry.
I mean, I really like the bottle. Like I said, there's a lot of
Oh,
presentation
so
to this. I think the one thing that keeps me from giving this a perfect score is just that I think that this could have been like some fancy wooden, thing versus just a plastic
Yeah,
doodoo. But at least I believe it's a real cork, unless it's that composite cork.
Yeah.
I think it's
Mine
real.
was real. Trust me.
Was
So,
real.
I mean, everything else is wonderfully done. I gave it a 9.
I
think
like
it's
it. I like this look. It looks so delicious, guys. It looks beautiful. The legs look perfect. It looks like if you didn't know if it was whiskey, it looks like what's that drink called?
It looked like electric sex.
No, it looks like it looks like a champagne kind of color. And if I didn't know if it was whiskey, I would think that. But no, that looks beautiful.
What are you going to give that out of 10 points, Alex?
I'm gonna give this a 7. I would give it a 7 point because I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
It looks delicious. It looks perfect, like it should be, and that's all there is to it.
I'm at a 9 on that. I think when I was looking at my bottle at home before I got the samples and came over to Tanner's, I really like the presentation and the bottling, and on the box really has really, really, really good information about what the whiskey is. And Tanner was right about these legs and these tears are actually
In the
forming
color.
for a
It's really dark
proof.
it's dark for
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I agree with that statement too. So I'm going to go with the 9.
I gave it an 8.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 9. I think the box tells you everything you need to know. It's not overly pretentious.
Nope.
It's solid information on the box, given on the bottle. And if we're going to include the color and the legs,
Yeah.
the legs are nice on this. So
Yeah, they really are. for 40% 80 proof, it does have some really
Yeah.
nice out.
I really
I
like.
think it's a solid nine.
I think the box and the bottle did a great job. I think they did a great job. The people
Hey,
that owns
you
that
guys all have a newer version than I do. I'm
Yeah.
just a little older, but it's still the same basic box. It's just a little
Right.
different. What are you doing, Bumpy?
I don't know what he's doing. He's busy just.
I was
being
trying to make
like-
lips, man, because this looks just like lips.
Oh,
my God!
you got to taste it.
But it tastes just like the box.
Oh boy, well, that's not what we're okay. All right.
Okay.
Would you like to go to aromas next? Want to smell the whiskey and get
The,
some notes
the
on it?
lips taste like the box. Interesting. Book.
Hell yeah!
All right, let's get some aromas. Let's go, people.
Right. No.
Now, your aroma, your taste, your mouthfeel, and your finish, they all get up to a maximum of 20 points.
That smells so delicious.
What does it smell like? Well, what else does it smell like besides delicious? Can you elaborate on
It
delicious?
smells like a woody, cherry, sweet whiskey because it is whiskey.
Yeah.
And it smells good. I like that smell. It
Woody
doesn't
cherry.
smell harsh, like it's gonna burn my nose, like
No.
whiskeys would do.
Very
I like
light
it.
and all. Yeah.
It,
I
it
like
smells,
it.
it
You
smells
got
like one of
cherry.
those baked cherry pies that you might get from McDonald's or something.
Yeah, it smells like that
Yeah,
delicious
apple.
sweetness.
Yeah, I see
I
cherry
get,
and
I
honey.
get cherry, walnut, chocolate.
Yeah.
walnut. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a nice.
Oh
honey.
man,
You guys get honey
Little honey. Yes.
honey.
Yes, I will go with honey.
and a little bit of spice.
Yeah, I do smell a spice, honey. I
Mhm.
smell all that stuff. I mean,
It smells pastry like I already mentioned.
Yes,
baked
it's-
pie.
I mean-
You do get a little bit of the malt.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yep.
You do
Yeah, I
get
could
if you
smell it.
if you inhale enough too, you do get the ethanol burn in the
Yeah,
nostril.
you get a little bit of an ethanol burn, but
Oh yeah. I mean, you can. It smells so good, but it also gives you the alcohol thing.
I
Yes.
don't, but then again, I'm not susceptible.
isn't it's kind of it's got like this floral kind of citrusy thing going on as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see it's slight citrus.
Like lemon.
I do
Lemon
smell
peel.
some citrusy,
Yeah.
maybe. But I have to learn some more about whiskey. This is new.
It does smell really good though.
This is the best smelling. I mean, I've only had this is probably my 5th Irish whiskey, but
Okay.
definitely the best smelling one I've ever put up to my face.
Yeah, I got cherry wood, honey nuts, slight lemon, citrus. I'm with you all on that.
Yeah.
There's definitely a malty funk in there too somewhere.
Yeah, there's a
Right.
definite. You're right. It's a multi background that kind of holds it all together.
I also smell like a oudie smell. Like a
Yeah,
delicious-
sure. I can see that. I
Yeah,
can see that
it's
too.
kind of that malt that I was saying. Is that
Yep.
malt?
Yeah.
Odie the dog.
No, real funny.
Odie and Garfield.
No, I smell like it reminds me of like a smell of like a oudie, like oaks, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't know, maybe like a woody oudie
That's
smell.
the grain coming through to you. The little
Yep.
bit of the grain.
It smells so good. I didn't think whiskey would smell so good, but whatever.
Ah. What do you think out of 20 points there on an aroma, Alex?
It just has a wonderful cherry, woody, sweet smell. The points. I don't know. It deserves a little great points because again, I'm learning about whiskey now with you guys, which I want to do in the next couple months. Points.
Out of 20.
I'm gonna give it 11 points. I really like it.
11 out of 20?
I should say 20, but I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I'm gonna give it 12 points. 12 points because I like it. I could make it even stronger than that, but I really, really like it.
Up to 20 points, by the way, if you really like this nose. So use that
Okay,
one.
How
I'll
about we
do-
break it down to what would you give it out of 10?
Okay, I'll give it a 9. I love it though. I really
You
do.
want to give it
A
a
9
19
out
out
of
of 20?
No, you know what? I'll give it a 10. I'll give it a 10 because I like the smell. I really do. I really do like the smell. So it'd be 18.
8. There you go. There's a real
Yeah.
score.
Yeah. So the 10 would be the 10 would be an 18.
Don't worry,
I
I'm
really-
writing your scores down so we can use your score.
Yep.
Yeah, we're all on the same, I think, with this one.
Oh, Bumpy's writing it down.
18
Yeah.
for me too.
It's lovable. I mean, I'm gonna be sharing this with my uncle too. I'm gonna have him have some.
Oh,
Try
he
it.
probably would like this.
Yeah, he's gonna love this.
So
I might go up at the end, but I'm gonna go with 7.
yeah, I'm at 17 right now. I feel like you get a 12-year-old whiskey. What do you expect, honestly? But I seem to be getting a lot of that woody note that sort of not overrides everything, but it is the star of the show.
Yeah.
And not that it's hard to find other notes, but I think once we get to the taste, it might be a little.
Feel like so. This was aged in a bourbon cask.
Yeah, so all
Yes.
of the maturation was bourbon, and then they did a Oloroso sherry finish.
So I
Yeah.
feel like it still kind of has that like kind of gray note to it.
That's maybe what I'm getting at. Yeah.
And I feel like it has the aromas from the bourbon cask, but they're just like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
They're like, hey,
It's not
they're like,
super like over the moon
yeah.
complex.
I
or
just
anything like
kind of they like. I wish they just jumped out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it does
But are
smell
the
really
first-
good. It's still
Is it
17 still
second
really
fill
good.
or more? Or doesn't
I
even
think it's
say?
just. I think the bourbon must be first.
And then what do they finish it in sherry?
Yeah, the Oloroso sherry.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know how many months.
So yeah,
they
even
use.
as far as
Man,
the
that
sherry,
is.
I don't really.
Well, the sherry's the walnut. The
Yeah.
cherry and the walnut, that's the sherry coming through to me.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. Eric normally shows this when he's in charge. He's at the Legic Tan here. That's what's
It
on.
does kind of have that toasted note too, because they do mention the toasted oak on the bottle. You do get like a little bit of toastiness to it.
Let's go into the taste then, shall we, people?
Yeah, I don't want to drink.
Yes, because I'm really dying to check this out. Because again, I'm
Done?
going to get into whiskey. All right,
Cheers.
cheers, everybody. Let's see what this tastes
Or
like.
sherries.
Sherry, baby. There's some sherry towards the finishing flavors too. That's where the dark fruity note comes in. Is the finish?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
What do you think, Beer Master? Yeah, so far.
That is tasty. It has a little bit of burn. It has that little bit of creaminess that I want in the whiskey. Because I'm always hunting down my creaminess, right? If it's whiskey or not.
Got my
But-
first.
Go ahead.
I get like it's like a marshmallow brittle with lots of nuts.
Yeah, I get a lot of vanilla too. I was gonna say the vanilla is very prominent.
That's that creamy vanilla. I'm writing that down.
And then the honey again.
Yep.
And then you get kind of like this cereal grain, kind of like honeycomb cereal kind of.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Slash malt.
Yeah.
I'm calling that slash malt.
And then
Grain
there's a little
slash
bit of a lingering spice, a little bit of a peppery spice. And then
There's like no alcohol.
I know.
No, not at 40. Yeah, this is gentle.
Yeah. I feel like I know what this is going to be lacking
This is
for me
tasty.
personally, as far as each of the
Wow.
categories.
Is it a little floral or citrusy? Yeah.
I don't want to jump, but I do
Citrusy
feel like
slightly.
I really wish they bottled this a little bit higher.
They do make a cast strength version of this particular 12-year-old.
Yeah,
They do.
this is like a 43 or 45.
I think that cast strength is like 53 or 4.
How much is the other one? How much is the other one of this?
Whoa. That's the percentage. It's probably going to be like closer to $75. I
That's
guess.
really
Okay, just like this one. Okay.
Okay, for me on the palate, and I did it not as strong as the nose. The palate is
Yeah.
a little weaker in the development and the come through. I get a
Yeah.
little bit more spice up front. After the spice
Yeah.
washes away, I get the vanilla creams. I get a little bit of that walnutty still note that just lingers around. A little less cherry and fruit forward. It's
Yeah.
not nearly as fruit forward as it is in the nose. And I'm getting a sort of spicy finish, cinnamon in nature, but not cinnamon in flavor. And it's not nutmeg either. So whatever's
Oh, yeah.
bringing that little spicy finish is more like maybe a peppery note, but an undefined peppery note.
Well, do you all just want to go through taste, mouthfeel, and finish, and then come back in and give some scores to that, or do you all guys have
Yeah, we
numbers,
can talk about it if you want.
or do you all have numbers for a taste, or do you just want to go through?
No, I don't have a number for any of the below.
Okay. Let's go through the taste, the mouthfeel, and the finish then, and then we can come back for the scoring on that. Might as well. Do a little-
Yeah, might as well. Let's not
around
confuse.
So you were talking about. So actually, I'll go really quickly here. I just took a little bit of notes as I went along. I think Tanner and I are going to be on the similar page here. Creamy vanilla. What did I write here? Oh yeah, creamy vanilla, honey, grain, and malt. And then Robert said spice, which definitely there's something like he said akin to cinnamon, but not in the actual necessarily the flavor, just in the way that spice presents itself is in a similar fashion to how that cinnamon did it. I agree that the cherry wasn't really there as much in the taste, but I feel like in the finish, maybe is where you're teasing out the Oloroso, sharing the darker fruit qualities.
Yeah.
More of a grapey plum thing, maybe towards the end of the finish. The finish is pretty substantial, I think.
Yeah, it definitely is like
I'm really liking it. It is tasty. Is it very drying? Yes, it's very dry.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of dry in the finish.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say that.
You know,
Wasn't
that's it's very tasty though. Do I taste a lot of fruit or cherry? Not really, but does it have a good flavor to it?
Yeah.
It's more
You gotta try it.
cherry influence than bourbon though.
Yeah, at the end of this.
Most
What else?
people-
Anything else? What do you think about the mouthfeel that has?
Very soft.
Yeah, I would agree with
Yeah,
that.
it is. That's a good.
Very soft and creamy. So that in itself is a good rating on that. Because I'm always hunting down, regardless if it's a stout or a beer or whatever. This is not a beer. I need to knock that off. But I'm just saying I like the creaminess. So this is what I look for into the whiskeys as well now.
Hey, you found a creamy whiskey the first time.
That's
What do
a
you know?
good assessment, Alex. You hit
Oh,
the
well,
nail on
I've had whiskey before. But I never
Here we go.
I never reviewed it.
Yeah.
So I just drinked it. Like I've had Canada whiskey, which is what's that?
Yeah.
Crown
That
Royal.
mouth is good.
But I never reviewed it. I just enjoyed it. So
That's
this is my first time deep diving into whiskey, like reviewing it. I've been drinking whiskey for a while.
It's a mouth for 40%. It's got a lot of feel to it, right?
Yes, it has a perfect mouth feel, and it's smooth on the palate, and it goes down like it's water.
It doesn't feel like
Alex, starting out with this, your perceptions are going to be blown when you start down to a little less made whiskeys at 40%. This is a well-made 40% whiskey.
What do you mean it's going? What do you mean it's going to be blown?
Well, let's say you jump down to Bushmills 40%. Bushmills is going to have a whole different change for you.
Oh yeah. The more the
There's not going
blend.
to be nothing at all like this. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
This is
that
what I
doesn't
like
mean I can't. That doesn't mean I can't try it. I have to try
I
it
didn't
now.
say trying it. I'm just saying.
This
your
is how much I like
expectations are
Bushmills.
different.
I still have a whole fucking bottle.
You may have to try it.
Yeah, I don't go through my Bushmills.
Here he goes, Bushmill. What it means to be from Rhode Island. No.
What, drinking it straight out the bottle?
Sure. I was referring to I guess.
Hey.
Do I give that an 18?
Yeah, that goes down nice, man. Wow.
Okay.
It's actually not that bad. This is aged for a minimum of 3 years. Jeez.
We got 9 more on here. Anyways.
What is up, everybody in the chat? Sorry about this. I'm just
There's a
getting
huge.
back.
Thank you, chat.
That's what I'm telling you. Alex is going to be shocked when he goes to something like Powers. Not
Just-
Powers 12. Powers
label.
12 is good. But the Powers Cold Label or something. It's
I'm gonna have to try
a
that.
whole different Irish whiskey that's not nearly this refined.
What are your thoughts going in on this, on the taste and the mouthfeel so far, Bumpy?
You got patties.
Ooh.
Oh, that's even worse.
Whole bottle of
Well,
patties.
I'm just trying to look at what did I purchase this for? I purchased it for $70.
Ooh, woo.
Really?
Yeah, is that high or low?
I think that might be on the higher end, honestly.
That's on the high side because around here you can usually get the cash strength for $79.99 or to
That would be a
$82.
great deal. Fucking hell yeah.
So
Yeah, they have the Lustow whatever for
Yeah,
87.
that's a good one too. Scott Brunau had it. I tried it over at Scott's
Oh, yeah?
one time. His wife really liked it.
Scotch, yes.
This is really good.
Yeah, the cask strength here is $95.
Mhm. This,
So I was just trying to figure out as
No
far as where I'm scoring this
Yeah.
for the price, where I'd want to land it as far
Down,
as
On the value, you
as
mean?
far as the value. But where were we at with the were we at flavor?
Yeah, we were just kind of going over our thoughts on taste, mouthfeel, and then
Flavor, mouthfeel,
before we
and
pour.
finish.
Okay. Yeah, I like the flavors in this.
I'm
It's
gonna put some
pretty
ice.
easy. I'm trying to get the wife to try
Just
something.
go ahead.
Like, this is like the easiest whiskey to drink in the world. I think this is like
It's gotta be one of them.
it's got good flavors. It's not boozy.
No.
The only thing that I will
It's
say,
that's the problem I do have though, is it doesn't have
Yeah,
that kind of
that's the thing.
whiskey
You're
bourbon
also
cut to it.
Mhm.
yeah, but here's the thing, Bumpy, that you got to
A little
remember.
on the
You're
weaker side.
also
Yeah.
you're more of an experienced bourbon drinker. So you're like me, where I'm like, I want a little bit more of a bold characteristic out of
I
this.
want a little bit of a burn. I want a lingering.
But somebody who drinks like Robert was saying, like Bushmills or like the cheap, like not cheap, but
Yeah.
the $30
No,
bottles.
that's the problem. Is this
They're
would
gonna
go
drink
down
this
way
and
too
they're gonna
quick.
be like, "Wow, this is freaking phenomenal."
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Well, I think it's phenomenal for an Irish.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying too. Even the color, like when I poured it into my glass, I was like, "Wow, that's got some color to it." Because typically, you know, friggin' like these, of course, we were just goofing. This is 3 years old, but it's also like yellow. This actually has, like, if you hand it to somebody, you could probably get away with saying that this is like a 3-year-old bourbon or a 4-year-old bourbon. Right? I mean, kind of.
Yeah. I think that this also, without giving scores out, I don't know if I'm supposed to or not, but
No, do whatever you want.
the mouthfeel on this is phenomenal for an 80 proof.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I might go up on mouthfeel,
It's
but
very smooth and full. It's got that lingering kind of stickiness a little bit to the palate. The finish is fine. I do wish it was like a little bit of a longer like burn or something. Like I said, just more powerful finishing notes with like a burn. That's kind of how I like to drink my whiskeys, is just kind of have that little sting, you know, kind of just last on you. Because this is just, I just go back and drink more. I drink through this way too quick and wake up with a really bad morning.
Well, not early.
You might not. It's not going to be. I don't think it'd be that
Oh, that's all right.
challenging.
Thanks.
I don't know. I mean, it's got a good finish as far as like there's no off notes at all to it. There's nothing off-putting.
I do think that
but
not that I was disappointed, but I do feel like the nose is a little bit more potent than the actual flavor profile.
Oh wow! I'm getting that cherry now with this ice now,
Oh yeah.
or more flavor. Let's get into the taste.
All right.
It keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's heaven.
no, Heaven Hill is out of California, I believe.
Heaven Hill is in
California, that's
That's
Kentucky.
delicious.
Everyone Empire is in California.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Come on, Bubby, get it together.
Bumble Stilson.
Well, I was thinking
That's
of the
heaven.
night. I was thinking of the night shows. Heaven Hill.
Seventh Heaven. All right. So we haven't talked about Alex hasn't been here for so long. He talked about the mouthfeel. I think we're gonna go on to my version of I don't know if I mentioned anything, but my version of the mouthfeel I wrote soft and creamy, and it doesn't feel like a 40%. It feels like it's a little bit higher of proof, but maybe not necessarily does it taste that way, but it doesn't. It feels like it's got a more viscosity and weight to it than a 40. So it's nice and soft and creamy at the same time.
That's the same with me. I feel that creaminess too, which I look for every time.
Yeah. So that's my thoughts on the mouthfeel. Do we all have thoughts on the finishing aspects?
Spicy. To me, it's spicy. I still don't get the fruitiness in the finish.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I'm left with kind of like a honey, walnutty or some type of nuttiness. There is a spice tone to it as well. but it kind of has a little bit of waffle cone thing going on for me. It kind of stays in that pastry, flaky honey crust pastry. I think my dogs are fighting or something.
What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah,
What do
me?
you think, Alex? Where you go with the finish, Alex?
I do like the finish. I do like the pastry, like the creaminess, everything. I'm really enjoying this. Again, I'll have to dabble into a little bit more whiskey reviews with you, Eric, to know more. Again, because I only drink whiskey to drink with other stuff with my uncle, so that's another reason why I don't play Colombo on whiskey all the time. But yeah, I guess occasionally I could do that with you guys and get a bottle or so once in a while, and I'll do it. So for my first actual review of a whiskey, I'm very happy for it. I'm very happy that Eric has picked this for me to get it. The flavor is perfect. The mouthfeel is perfect. I'm really enjoying this, and it's nice and cool now. That's what I like. A nice little cool whiskey with a little bit of ice in it.
No problem with that. Where you at with this finish, Tanner?
There's no
thoughts?
spice.
Finish.
There's no spice though. There's no spice.
Yeah,
The finish is
sure.
pretty good, but it's I don't know. I get a lot of the spice, and then I get the honey. Yeah, I do kind of wish that the fruits just lingered a little bit more.
That would be
But
nice.
it lasts for a while. It's got a nice lingering finish to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be the only person that thought that this is
Comparable to flavor.
yeah.
For me personally.
I might have to think about my score there now that you said that. I might be the only person thinking about this here. Yeah.
Get the honey, the malt, and the and the spice.
I might be the only person here that thinks that I start to.
But then you do get a little bit of like that floral kind of aspect.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the power of Patrick persuasion here, where it says
That's Wolverine.
See, I don't get no floralness on this one. Maybe
that's
my
where I get
bottle,
the
the older bottling, it might be a little different, but
that's where I think I get the Oloroso sherry. But again, power of persuasion, you being told that there's an Oloroso sherry finishing. Maybe that's
Wait, let me refer to my notes.
Yeah. I get the darker sherry fruit flavor and spice, and the spice lingers. And then you're all talking about the honeyed notes. So yeah, definitely that lingers around. But it is dry. It is dry overall. None of that sweetness is like super cloying or lingering. It's more like the spice element that lingers around.
I can tell you if they would, that's finishing nicer. It's finishing a lot more nicer. That's not the quite term I'm looking for. It's finishing a lot more smoother, I think, because it is triple distilled. I think you would probably have a lot more bolder flavors if this was like a single or even double distilled. But once you go past that double distillate, that's where the Irish differs from a lot of your Scottish malts.
Yeah.
And that instance, and they become a little bit more easier to drink. You're starting to lose a lot of your volatiles that you do still have in some of the scotches. It's for an Irish, and I have to keep that into context. And I think that's what we all have to do here.
Yeah.
But for an Irish whiskey, this is right up there with Powers 12. I really like Powers 12.
Nice.
The 40% kills it on the taste. Tanner's right about that. That holds it back, and it's reflective in my score. The mouth feels good. It surprisingly got a lot of mouthfeel for 40%. The finish in it, the finish is a little lacking for me. I mean, it's there, but it's not one of those carryover lingering things that I just kind of want to kind of wash and rewash back. It does have, I get a more spicy note to my finish. There is a multi-layer background through it all, even through the finish. That kind of holds. My term is it holds it all together. It stays consistent. So anywhere from the beginning to the very end, you still have. So value-wise, if we're not there yet, if you're going to do scores, mine for the flavor will be 15.
Okay.
For the mouthfeel will be a 17. For the finish, even though I didn't say it, it sounded as good as what it is. I still give it a 17.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about value when you're ready to.
Cool. You want to give us some notes? You want to give us some scores on taste, mouthfeel, and finish there, Alex? Each out of a 100, or each out of a point category. So let's talk about your overall score out of 20 for your taste. Now, you've had it without the ice, you've had it with the ice. So you can give us a score however you want based on what you're tasting.
I like it better with the ice because it makes it cold, even though I do like to drink it warm, like most people do. But I also like it cold. So I like them. I like it on both ends. So
Nothing wrong with that.
So on the score on both of them, I'm gonna give it 100.
You're gonna give that a full 20?
Yeah, I give it a 420 on both ends because I like it warm, but also cold. But I like it cold better.
Okay. What do you think of that mouthfeel out of 20 points?
The mouth feels perfect too.
Jeez. This is gonna be the 100 out of 1. No, it can't be because he already said looks and stacks for 7. So this could go either way when we regroup with scores at the end.
Yeah, I'm almost done this. I don't want to pour anymore.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have corrected him when he was giving it like a 10 out of whatever.
Or 12.
No, it's okay though. It's okay because I understand what I'm saying, but at the same time, you weren't sure if I knew what I was saying. But
So talk to us about a mouthfeel score.
Mouthfeel, I like it. It's right. It goes down smooth, like it just goes down nice. I like it.
Word.
Now after it goes down, it has that nice warming like it should. Nice. You feel that sweetness, warmness down your throat. And then you have a nice little burningness. So yeah, the mouth feels tasty. The mouth feels nice and soft. I really enjoyed that. I'm gonna give that a 90. I'm gonna give that a 90.
19 out of 100.
Yeah.
What do you think of the finishing score?
Yeah.
Why are you giving it out of 100? Hold on 1 second. Why you keep giving it out of 100?
Because I like it.
Yeah, I know, but that's not the school rating system we're using, Alex. You're doing 1 to 20.
You're confusing me. That's when it's going on.
Well, we discussed this with you before the show started. Certain categories have different ranges. Okay, so what did you just do? What did he just do? Mouthfeel?
Yeah.
So your mouthfeel is 1 to 20. All right, or you can do 1 to 10, and then you just split it. What would you say it would be from 1 to 10?
I'll give it a 19.
Out of 20. Okay. 19 out of 20.
Yeah, that's why I wrote down already. All right, give me your finish out of 20, please.
My finish,
Your personal preference is all we're looking for.
there's a sweetness towards the end. Goes down nicely. My preference on that, I'm gonna give it
The whole new world.
a 20. I really do like it. I do like it. I like the sweetness. I like the mouthfeel. I like the finish. The finish is perfect. I'm trying to think about it in my brain. Sorry about that, but I do like that. It goes down nicely. The finish. So I'm gonna give it a 20.
Yeah.
Very good.
I think this is Alex isn't like super into doing all the bourbons and whiskeys and stuff that we've been doing for a while. So like was mentioned, like this would be like for somebody that's newer.
I am newer
to whiskeys. Yeah, this is gonna hit home like really good.
So smart.
No, I really like this. I'm happy that he started with this, Eric. This is good.
Well, what do you think, Bumpy?
What do I think? Now, the cool thing is I was right along with Robert. I mean, my scores aren't exact what he gave, but I was like right near him. For the flavor score, I gave it a 16 out of 20. For the mouthfeel, I gave it an 18. For the finish, I gave it a 17.
What says Tanner over here?
All right, so
That's gone down.
Did we already talk about nose?
Yeah. We're all on the tasting stuff. Your taste mouth.
Okay. Well, I changed my score on nose.
All right, noses are changed for Tanner.
Flavor. I was at a 16, but I really like the flavor, and been drinking the Bushmills. I'm like, wow, the friggin' Redbreast definitely has some really nice complexity. I went from a 16 to a 17.
Shit.
Mouthfeel, I think it was a little harsh. First sip, I was kind of getting a little bit of like, not necessarily watery.
Yeah.
But after drinking it, I do agree, you get a little bit more of a mouthfeel. It does kind of have that sticky sweetness and just the viscosity of it. You know, you can even tell with like the legs. But yeah, compared to like other Irish whiskeys, I thought it was pretty good. So I gave that a 16. And then finish, I kept at the same score that I initially gave it, and that was 16. I will say that nose and flavor overall probably my favorite. Finish, kind of wish I got a little bit more of the sherry influence, and yeah, I just kind of wish those fruits from the sherry just shine through a little bit more. But overall, I do think that the finish is really nice. It does linger. You get a little bit of oak. You get some spice.
Yep.
And like I said, I was kind of getting a floral kind of component to it. So as far as complexity in the finish, I thought it was pretty good as well. So yeah, 16 on the finish.
Okay. I started at an 18. I think a 17 is a better rating for the finish or
Flavor.
Actually, I do give that for the finish. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, for the flavor, the taste, I do give that a 17. Creamy vanilla, honey, grain, and malt. And then that spice. I think there's good depth of flavor. Not the most complex thing under the sun, but it's certainly awesome depth of flavors for 40%. For God's sake, come on now. And there's definitely enough. I didn't even really think about this, but there's definitely enough malt flavors without it getting to the single malt territory where it's that funky and off-putting for people that may not like that whole aspect. And if you have no clue what I mean, try an all malt whiskey, and then compare it to something like this, and then you'll see what I'm talking about with that. So yeah, 18 is for my mouthfeel. It's soft and creamy. It doesn't feel like a 40%. It's got a nice silky texture as well. And I'm at that 17 for the finish. I'm probably the only one that said it this way, but that's where I get that sherry darker fruit flavor too, and the spice. Some people talking about florals and honeys, sure. The spice lingers on for a pretty good amount of time. And I do feel like overall, once it actually finishes, it is pretty dry. I don't feel like the honey and the floral notes like ever really encompass the finish, that greatly, but that's part of the notes as the finish fades.
And also, as I'm not drinking anymore, but also what I have in my
drink more.
No. But I do have that sweetness and that honey taste at the back end now. Yeah, that's good. A good flavor.
It's lingering for you.
It's a good whiskey start. It was a good whiskey. It was a good start on a whiskey, at least in my opinion.
All right. So we're gonna go into the value category now. Okay. So value. Now think about value, and it may be hard. I'm not just singling out Alex here, but it may be hard for somebody like Alex that maybe doesn't have a good
whiskey palate. Yeah, you're right.
No. That hasn't really bought a lot of things, hasn't really tried a lot of things, and doesn't really have a necessarily a good reference point for what value is in whiskey per se.
Right. I need to get more.
The sour beers and IPAs. You have a good idea when you probably spent too much.
How much did you pay?
So my bottle of this,
I spent $60.
Yeah, that's what I paid for mine as well. So I'll start with mine. So Tanner and I are drinking a $60 bottle. Let's put our category together.
If I were to go to buy that,
right,
I probably could get it cheaper at the place on Bald Hill Road.
Oh yeah,
which I usually do.
Huh.
But Yankee Spirits wants $70 for a bottle.
Yeah,
so that's right around like Bumpy paid. So that's probably more MSRP is right around 70.
It has to be, yeah.
Well, actually, I got it
65.
was like $8 off of MSRP or something.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Almost 80.
Because even though I got this a couple of years ago for that price, normal price around here for this is going to be somewhere around $65, give or take.
Yeah.
$80.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
Think about the going rate.
But I don't think you kind of lagged there, Robert. I don't think everybody saw how much you actually paid for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, this come from a liquor store in Imperial, Nebraska. They hadn't sold it. That was like 3 or 4 years ago. I walked in there. I seen that. I thought,
Oh,
I know that's pretty cheap, $44.44.
all right. Way to
Yeah,
go, Robert. 10 out of 10 on that.
Oh,
bet,
yeah,
you know,
I would give it a 10 out of 10 for that price. but-
I go to a lot of liquor stores. People got to understand. And I walk out of a lot, never buy nothing. And you just get the strangest looks from the guys behind the counter. They're going, he just walked in here and looked it over. Hey, when you get enough
Say-
alcohol,
all like imported whiskey and stuff, Scotch, Irish, all bumped up in price. They all went up in price
Scotch
for the
certainly
past
did.
couple of years. Oh, I know. Friggin', what is it?
and Scott just starting to go from 750 milliliter bottles to 700 milliliter.
700, yep. Glenfiddich 12 year went from like $40 to like now it's almost like it's like 55, almost like 60 now.
It's Oscar 10
Which
used to
is
be like
cra-
45
it's
bucks. And now it's
crazy.
like
That's like
60
a
almost.
third price. That's like a 25%, 30% freaking price increase.
Yeah.
It's nuts. But yeah, I
Everything's-
will say imported whiskeys and spirits in general, imported spirits have definitely gone up. I know Scotch has shot up in price.
Yeah.
I was getting like Lafroy 10 for $40. It's like $55 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I wish I could find them.
I
I
never
did
got
see it.
to 40,
for
46,
40
45,
bucks.
46.
Oh,
yeah.
for 40 bucks?
Yeah.
Do you tell me where to buy that? And we're gonna
no,
buy
not
it.
anymore.
Damn it.
Not anymore. That's what I'm saying. All imported stuff. I don't know why. Past couple of years, it's just
Yeah.
shot up in price.
So for me, at least, with this bottling, I guess Tanner and I can start because we are coming from the same bottling, literally. Let's pretend Tanner bought this bottle for the price that I did. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 7 out of 10 on this. I do think it's a tad light on the overall presentation of the whiskey for $60. If this was 45 to 50 bucks ish, I would be like all day long. Hell yeah. This thing is sitting in the cask for 12 years doing its maturation. It's
Yeah.
got another maturation with that finishing in the Oloroso. That stuff does cost some money.
You try this.
But yeah, 7 out of 10.
That's the Bushmills.
Oh,
So I will say,
I'm in pledge.
what's the finish though? It's like dies. It's like almost non-existent.
Lemon pledge.
Um,
What the world? Yeah, 7 out of 10.
if I paid $25-$30 for the Bushmills, and
Yeah.
I bought that bottle for $60, I would say that it was like totally worth it all day.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to figure,
7 out of 10. So good.
if you're paying for the age,
Yeah.
like that's a 3-year-old bottle. That's 12. So if you figure it's twice the price,
Mhm.
pretty good value as far as how long it sits in a barrel for. And I just feel like the complexity.
Bushmills overpower.
Yeah, but what is Bushmills? It's probably not even 25. It's probably like $20 maybe.
It's gotta be
It's around
it's gotta be
25
less
to
than $30.
27 here now.
Less than 30.
Yes, less than 30, but I don't think it's 25-ish in my area.
Freaking nuts.
There's one guy on YouTube that's got this.
Which one is that? The original.
Yeah.
The original
$24.99.
$27.
No, thank you.
I will say, yeah, twice the price. So you can get 2 bottles of Bushmills for the price of one Redbreast.
See, at that point,
I would buy-
Yeah,
I would rather buy 1 bottle of Redbreast than 2 bottles.
I don't have to go to the liquor store as much.
I'm with Tanner.
Remember, Alex. All this stuff, including with whiskey, and these reviews are literally opinion based. That's it.
Yeah.
Just our
True
opinion.
that, my friend. True that.
So yeah, I'm going with the 7. What do you think? You're gonna jump that up a little bit then, right?
I went up. I said 8.
We're not that far off.
Yeah, I think it's got good value to it.
What does Bumpy think at $70 for his value?
I have 7 written down.
Wow.
Fair.
Mm,
And 45 for Whiskey Scout. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but I can't really judge it on that. That was just a one-off. I'm going to go ahead and judge it at $65, which is the normal
Yeah.
price in my area.
Okay.
For 65, I'm going to give it a 7 because I can jump up $5 and I can go buy Powers John Lane 12, which
Like
I
that.
have,
Way better.
and it is 46%
That's
ABV, triple distilled. It doesn't have no sherry finish. It's a little different.
Oh, yeah.
But it's every bit as good. I think it's better to me. I've already poured one of each, and even with the sherry finish on the Redbreast, you can't tell any difference in color.
You really can't there. It's
They
very
look
similar.
exactly the same. But in flavor-wise, the flavor is a lot more richer and denser in the Powers than it is in the Redbreast. Now, at 40%, the Redbreast is an enigma. It is very good.
Nice. I love that.
But
That is-
I think a $60 price range for the Redbreast 12 is much more feasible.
Try your best, Alex. What do you think of this out of a 10-point rating scale? Do you think this is worth $60 or don't you? Or how much, where do you think it should land in the $60 is a good price point for you out of 10?
I think $60 or $70 is good if you really like this kind of whiskey and you think it's tasty. But if you think it's out of the price range, then I agree not to get it. But it is good. It is a good thing to get. But if you think it's out of your price range, then don't get it. But if you think you can get it, please, behind means, please get it because it is a good whiskey. I'm hoping we'll do some more whiskey reviews in the next couple months. So stay tuned for all that maybe in the future. And so as of this moment, I think this is good. This is a good beginner of a review.
I got a pen in my hand. So let's put it this way. If you literally just had $60 and you went to a liquor store and you bought this for that price and for your enjoyment out of this, out of 10, how much does that equal out to you?
Well, but yeah, I agree with that. The $60 part. If I just had $60 and I wanted to get this, and I think this would be good.
And how good out of 10 is this value? Let me know. That's all I'm looking for. We'll calculate your score.
It has good flavor, so I'll give it an 18.
We'll give you an 8 out of 10. Yeah.
I just said 18.
Well,
That's out of 20. You're way beyond the 10 at 18.
You out of 10.
Oh.
I'll give you an 8 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
Okay, well, I'll give it a 9.
Okay.
So I can learn. I have to learn my numbers and my.
Yeah. I'm writing your score down so we can talk about your scores here.
Yeah.
Let me tabulate. Everybody tabulate your scores if you have not yet. I'm going to tabulate Alex's really quickly. And then this is the point where I don't want to copy Tanner's show, but this is the point where we can talk about all of our scores and we can talk people up or down on our ratings.
Well, this is Tanner's show, so it's okay.
Well, it's Tanner's idea. It's not his show tonight, but it's his idea
Okay.
of how to do all the scorings.
Hey, now I'm running the show.
My score, if I got totaled right, is an 83.
All right.
And that total's based on everything we do here. I think this is one of those rare cases, though, that we could actually give it a few bonus points because at being 40%, 12 years old, it is better than about anything I've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Not everything, but it's up there at 40% alcohol by volume. I would give it 3 extra bonus points just for the heck of it, just because I think it deserves it for what you're really getting. It is surprising. So, but that's my personal thing.
Keeping an 83. All right.
So I give it an 83, but I could give it 3 extra, which would make it an 86. Just
I'm going to write down Alex's score really quickly. We'll get an average here. Alex is already impressing Jeremy Vincent at a 93. Alex, you're at a 93 so far.
It's good. I can't help it.
Puppy, where you at?
I landed at an 85.
Where you at, Tanner?
I got the same as Robert, 83.
All right. And let's see. And I'm at an 85 with Bumpy. All right. So, do we want to go through? Do we want to go back? Maybe we did this backwards. I don't know. But do we want to go through each of the categories and try to talk people up on their ratings, or do we want to just do an average and call it a day on the scores? What do you think, Tanner?
If you wanted to try to discuss it to try to get some people to go up or down, I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
Follow
So
me.
okay, so there's 283s, there's 285s. So we have some consensus in some regards, and Alex is all out in left field going, yeah, 93. But
All right, so should we let's start from the top,
yeah,
and let's all give our aesthetic score, and then maybe we could try to convince each other.
yeah. Let's give everybody, just shout out your aesthetic score one more time.
All right, Alex, what's your aesthetics? What did he say?
His was 7 out of 10.
7. Okay, I was at 8.
I'm at a 9.
Always at
I was at 9.
9.
I think we're all pretty close around at 9. I think we're going to keep all of our scores that way, right?
Yeah, I think that's pretty
Yeah.
fair.
And my aroma was for aroma, mine was a 17 out of 20.
I went to 18. I was at a 17. I went to an 18.
What was yours, Bumpy?
18.
What was yours?
18.
Does anybody need any convincing that their score should go higher or lower? Mine was at 17. I'm pretty.
That's fair.
I'm pretty good with that. I do think that my reasoning for that 17 was there's a lot of woody, malty, funky notes there. There's the honey and the nuts and that lemon citrusy note, but I feel like it's a pretty big aggressive wood and that malty funk.
And I smelled it too. I smelled that woodiness.
Kinda takes it
I feel
away.
like it was pretty intense for something that's sherry cask and bourbon cask.
Yeah, that's where I give that taste to that 18. That's where I give the other extra point to the taste, I think.
Well,
And where was Alex's score at this point? 100?
Oh yeah, Alex was at 18 on the aroma.
Okay.
He's pretty on with all of us on that.
Yeah, I think aroma's pretty consistent. Really. 17 is net 1 point below. I don't really think that's off that much.
No, so Alex had 20 on the taste. I had 17 on the taste. What do you have, Tanner?
I had 17. I think Alex's score is way too high.
Yeah. We can maybe try to talk Alex down if we need to. What do you got, Bumpy, for the taste again?
I was at 16.
Ooh, this is good contention. Is that where you're at, Whiskey Scout?
No, 15.
Ooh, all right. So let's talk about this.
Kind of lower.
Why is Alex crazy and why am I crazy at 17? Why is Alex crazy at 20 out of 20? And why am I crazy at 17 out of 20 is what I'm getting at.
I just get the flavor, man. It's good. It's good.
Alex, you have to remember, Alex has not got a lot of experience yet. And when you're first into all this, you're going to it's going to be easy to overinflate what you think. And then a few years from now, Alex comes back to this and he goes, what was I thinking? But right now, it's an honest 20 from him. And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And you know what? I might feel like a fool a couple years from now, but then I'm thinking, wait a minute.
Not a fool. Not a fool. You just
That was the 38-year-old Alex that first had whiskey
The
reviewing.
young 38-year-old.
Yeah. So
No.
I had whiskey, but I never reviewed it. So I
The
never
the lowest scores were 16 and 15. Why shouldn't I guess maybe the point is why wouldn't you want to go higher than that 16 or that 15?
All right, so 15, right? I kind of see as like not average,
Right.
you know, but I feel like a standard.
That almost comes across like slightly above average.
Standard kind of Irish whiskey would land right around 15. I gave it a few more points because I did get the richness from the age.
Yeah.
I got the flavor from the sherry cask, and I got the flavor from the bourbon barrel.
Oh, wait a minute.
So I feel as far
Okay.
as like what they were trying to achieve,
Yeah.
with the flavor profile, they did a really good job, which is why I gave it that 17.
Is a richness a flavor, or is a richness a part of the feeling?
I guess it was more complexity.
Yeah. Which we don't give complexity scores, but
Yeah, but
Curiosity Public does.
Yeah.
That's another channel. Go check them out.
Yeah, I would say it's probably just
Well, complexity is
It can be a part of the finishing stuff too.
true. Yeah.
complexity is in the, for me it's in the flavor profile,
All right.
but it's what, I don't know how to say this and sound
Yeah.
not saying,
No, that's
but
okay.
the richness comes along with the flavor. It's how your palate absorbs it. How bold, how filling in your palate does it become? And it's a combination of mouthfeel and flavor.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Yeah.
this was come across just a little. I mean, I went from such a high expectation from the nose
Yes.
to the flavor just not living up to the expectation of the nose. And that's why I gave it a 15. I mean, there's other Irish whiskeys that I've had. Napa Castle, for instance, that was a 10. I've had the 10 and the 14-year-old. And both were 40 to 40. One was 41, was 43%. And both much better than this. Great whiskeys, though. This is a great whiskey. That's why I say, when I told all of my thing, I would have no problem throwing 3 points in there somewhere else, bonus points. Because it is unique and it's good for what you're getting. I mean, it's hard for me to fit them in, though. I don't know whether I'd want to fit any one of those three in the flavor, the mouthfeel, or the finish. I think value at 7 is pretty solid for me, but that's a tough one to. I can't really attach those 3 points to any one of the single specific things.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about the 16, Bumpy?
I'm happy with my 16.
Okay, very good.
I'm kind of in the
You heard
middle
first,
of everything. So
I came down from an 18 already to 17. I feel like I did my justice there. I think I think I've done the. I think I've come off the high horse of an 18. I think this is a lot going. Maybe the extra point going into the mouthfeel is kind of where I'm like, this is where the anomaly is for this product. I think that's the best part of this whole thing is that mouthfeel is pretty.
Yes, it's very
spot on there. You want a medium towards even like a lighter Connecticut shade wrapper cigar would be perfectly awesome with a Redbreast 12. That would be great. Or like a lighter Monte Cristo or like a number 3 or something.
Or a Cuban.
Yeah, we could try that. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that 17. I think we're all right with. I think we justified what we've done there. Yeah. Do we want to go over mouthfeel? Yeah. I gave that. My mouthfeel was the 18. What was yours, Tanner?
I gave it a 16.
You gave it the mouthfeel 16.
Yeah.
Alex gave a 19. What did you give, Bumpy?
I was at 18.
What did you say, Whiskey Scout? Mouthfeel?
I said 17. It's got a better than average mouthfeel for 40%.
Okay.
I got some Cuban cigars.
We might have to try one.
Nice.
I'll go with a Redbreast. Just mild for you. So you gave a 16, Tanner. What's your thought on that?
I don't want to taste it.
It's the proof.
Empty it out, clean your cup, or get a different cup.
The proof. I wish they didn't dilute it as much. 12-year, there's so much potential. If it was like 43, 40, 45 would be like
43 is not much.
45, they probably would have charged $80 for this bottle. Even at that price range, I feel like they could have at least kept it at like 43. But I do feel like it is a little lackluster because of the amount of water they added to it.
And then
I still gave it a 16. I still think it does have a very nice viscosity.
Okay.
It has, compared to, like you guys were all saying, compared to other 40%, 80 proof whiskeys,
even in America,
it blows them out of the water.
Yeah, even stuff in America blows it out of the water. For that.
Yeah, I mean, but still,
but malt does a different thing.
Yeah.
To it. Okay.
But no, yeah, I really just wish it was a higher proof. I wish it was like 86 proof.
Is my 18 crazy? Should I go down? I thought it actually had a soft and creamy mouthfeel and didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's me.
I agree with the mouthfeel, your assessment, Eric, 100%.
Yeah,
I found
the vanilla note was
cool.
really helping it shine through for sure.
Yeah, your score might have put an emphasis on some other aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
That's cool. And then finish, I think we all kind of came around the same as we were talking about. I think we all came around the same style of mouthfeel or a finishing note. Alex was at a flat 20. Yeah. He liked how it just kept going on with the spice, I think is what he mentioned.
Yeah, I liked it. It's very delicious.
I gave it a 17. I like that. I'm the only one that found the Oloroso sherry, but maybe it's like I said, Power Patrick persuasion.
There is cherry in there. But it's like I don't know.
Oh, no.
I read Oloroso sherry, and maybe I just find it there that way.
Well, I got the sherry notes, but the sherry notes were more mid palate rather than.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Me too.
it was in the exiting, in somewhere good, not the beginning. Yeah, I'll give that 17. Yeah, what did you give that, Tanner?
The finish?
Yeah.
16.
What did you give that, Bumpy?
17.
Ooh, what did you give that, Robert?
17.
All right, we're all about the same thing. We
Yeah,
don't
we're
have to
not
argue
very
much.
far off.
And we all talked. I think we pretty much talked about the value already. So I don't think we're going to change scores really here today. Honestly,
Maybe
I
the
think
next
we're all-
time we do.
I think it's totally worth $60. If
let me do
if
the
I
math.
saw this for 70, I don't know if I'd buy a
I
bottle.
wouldn't buy this at 70.
But if I could get it for like $60, considering
Or
I'm
50
pretty
or
Friday,
40, that would be great too.
40 would be
no,
fun.
40,
No,
40
would be
would be phenomenal.
All day long, I buy a case at $40 a bottle.
65, I might still grab it. You know what this would be? This would be an awesome. Let's say you have a friend who really likes Irish whiskey, but they've only dabbled in like $30, $40 bottles, cheaper bottles, $20
Mhm.
bottles. You could get them this for like Christmas, and they would love it. They would totally love this.
Yep, you're right.
So
Tanner. That's good.
Yeah, so that $70 range, I would pay $70 if I was buying this as a gift. For personal consumption, I would probably give it like a. I would pay right around $60.
No more than that.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. So between 83 for so we're all staying at the same ratings. 83 for Robert Whiskey Scout, 93 for Alex, which honestly didn't do a tremendous. Alex's 93 didn't do a tremendous amount to really skew the scores, honestly. So Alex's 93,
Sorry.
Bumpy's
sorry.
85. I'm just saying it's really pretty close to what everybody else said is the average. So
Yeah.
Robert 93, Robert 83, Alex 93 out of 100. Bumpy and I are at 85 out of 100, and Tanner's at 83 for a rounded average of 86 out of 100.
That's good.
That's perfectly okay in my book.
Fair.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that might be the highest rated one though.
For what? Any whiskey?
Yeah.
Oh, any Monday whiskey. All right. Wow. Good thing I picked up.
What would the average be if you minus that 93?
Oh, I can do that really quickly. just in passing that.
Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
It'd be like an 84.
84 something.
Okay, so then that wouldn't beat the highest. Actually, no, that would be right at what we gave Pikesville. So
Because 93 and 93 and 95 and 95, there's only one in between. That's 94.
It's actually an 87.
I'm sorry. I said 94 and 84. No,
Let me
it could
do
be an
One more
87.
time. 83, 85, 83, 85. Wait a minute.
divided by 4.
Yeah. There it is, 84.
Oh, so yeah, it would have landed right what we gave the Pikesville.
It's literally to the decimal point of 0.84.
Yeah, you were doing funny math.
We're pretty close either way, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good. Alex,
84 to 86 is a good whiskey.
I think I'm not patting myself on the back or anything. I think that was a perfectly good whiskey for some age and the price and something to try.
You
I
know
mean,
what,
Eric knows everything. Remember that.
That was a perfect whiskey to give Alex.
That's what I'm
because
thinking
he's
here,
not
yeah.
used to drinking
anything.
Whiskey in general, yeah.
Just
What was
whiskeys
the
that
last
aren't
one
the
you
flavored
had? What
stuff.
was the last one you had? Like that caramel,
Like the
Crown
Crown
Royal or
Royals, the
something?
Crown Royals.
Yeah, that stuff was good. I love that stuff.
it was good.
This is a different kind of an experience.
Yeah,
though, yeah.
definitely.
This is all we're
Yeah.
getting. Now, one's not better than the other. It's just a different experience for you.
But, and just to say, Eric, it's time for me to do a different experience. This way I can train my palate to try
Multicultural master.
exactly. Come to Alex Beer Master and
Cool.
Whiskey Master.
I think we've exhausted the show, and that was an hour and 10 minutes. That was a good show.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you need to remember, I always do that when my Alex, when I come have beer with Alex, we are on for 2 hours or more. But
Does anybody want to do some shout outs and talk about?
yeah, Eric, go ahead. It's your
No,
show too.
I guess I can start.
It's your show too.
Yeah. We were also my co-host over here was also hosting on his channel as well on the Alex Beer Master. He decided that might have been a cool idea to do, and I'm like, why not? So if you're on Alex's channel, give him a like, and if you're on my channel, give this one a like and subscribe to everybody here. Whiskey Scout, Bumpyisms, East Coast Liquor Reviews, Alex Beer Master. My name is Thomas Metal 75. I joke, but go Flyers. I'm from the Boston area. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So every Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, we do the Wild Card Wednesday on the Thomas Metal 75 channel. Just bring a beer, wine, or spirit, any adult beverage. Just don't be a douche. That's about it. I would say we're talking about whiskeys, right? Go check out whiskey. I think it's called The Whiskey Nerd. He's from Ireland. And I think the Redbreast 12 was the first whiskey review that he did, and then I saw another review. It wasn't a recent review, but he revisited it as one of his first whiskeys. And I was just looking up some information, and actually, I listened to him, and I was taking some notes on the different whiskey, the notes on this whiskey that we were drinking, so I could sound intelligible. So that was cool. And then go check out the Whiskey Dictionary. That's a cool gentleman. He's out in, I think he's in Northbridge, Massachusetts, or Southbridge. I think he might be in Northbridge, which is close to where Tanner and I went to Julio's Liquors there in Westboro for a whiskey. He will give you the 101 about a lot of different whiskey styles and topics and glassware and how to drink or do these different things, or just on brands and labels too. So whiskey reviews too. So go check all those guys out, the Whiskey Nerd and Whiskey Dictionary. Cheers.
Nice.
Cheers.
Co-host Alex, what you got?
Well, actually, obviously tonight was going to be Come Have Beer with Alex, but tonight we did a special edition. We did a special edition. We might do some whiskey stuff on Friday night sometime in the future. Not all the time because they're too expensive, but occasionally we'll throw some whiskey episodes in on the Fridays. But it'll be mainly Come Have Beer with Alex or something like that. So if it gets into a whiskey series, if what's that?
Come take a shot with Alex.
We could do that. I could do it. Yeah.
$1 shot donations. No.
No. We'll do it once in a while, the donations of shots, but not tonight. No, I'm not doing that tonight. But no. Yeah, so we might do a series of these in the next couple months. But other than that,
it's like $20.
It'll still be Come Have a Beer with Alex, stuff like that. But occasionally we'll do these series, and then also my other shows that I normally do, like Alex and Friends is not Friday. Alex and Friend is that's Thursdays and Mondays.
Thursday,
yeah, Thursdays and Mondays is my Alex and Friends, and then Tuesdays my beer reviews. And
you could do a Friday show called Come Take a Shot with Alex, and then you could do a Saturday show called Hungover with Alex.
Hungover with Fireball Friday.
Tanner, you're a saint. I love you. We could do that too, maybe. I don't know about the hungover.
Alex.
But yeah, I'll be doing that. I'm going to be doing some walking streams eventually. We're going to be doing all that stuff. I also do members only stuff as well. I still have one video that's out, but that's members. I'm going to just leave that in there because
I'll be a member of you. I haven't done that yet.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? Tell the people.
Mr. Tanner can explain because he is the king of the
join button.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a join button next to the subscribe button, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like I said, Tanner's the king of this. Remember?
Yeah, but you gotta tell people how to do this for your channel too.
Yeah. Yes. So yes, Do the same thing with Tanner. Join the button if you want.
Join the button.
Otherwise, I'll let Tanner do his little talking and little spiel. But join my stuff if you want. If not, you'll see all the other stuff that's not members only. I only have one video that's members only now, and that's just going to stay as members.
Good.
Mr. Tanner's seen it. I think Tanner's seen it, and it was just funny. I go on there now and I just laugh at myself. It's just
be careful if you go into those abandoned buildings.
No, it's not an abandoned building. It was
I'm just saying, be careful if that's what you're going to do.
No. I'm not doing any abandoned buildings yet. If I do, it'll be with you or Tanner or somebody. I'll be making sure of that. But yeah, that's it for me. Members only stuff will be coming up eventually. Maybe eventually with me and Tanner as well. We're supposed to be doing that eventually. I don't know when that'll be. I'll be hoping we'll be doing that soon enough.
What are we doing?
Some members only.
Oh.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that and we haven't done that yet. Hoping one day we'll do that. But yeah, other than that, just check out all of our peeps that have a YouTube channel. That's it for me. I'm gonna let Tanner talk now because I keep going.
Yeah, your turn.
Cheers. Thank you.
Turn to talk. You sure? Cheers, Alex.
Cheers,
So,
my brother.
Did a review on this,
Oh yeah.
so I'll probably be uploading this.
Let's try
tonight.
that with them today.
Yeah, this Knob Creek Bourbon Rye. So look out for that review.
That was 42, 45 bucks.
$43.
Right in the middle.
This is one of their newer releases.
Yeah.
2024. Yeah. There was a lot of releases in 2024.
It's got a good proof. 113 proof.
Yeah.
30%. 9-year Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 70% 7-year. So you're getting some good value as far
So
as
it's the 7-year rye with the
Knob Creek. I mean, you really can't go wrong. Even the small, the regular.
Oh,
Their regular. Is it small batch? I think they call it small batch.
you're talking about this one.
That one, yeah. 9-year bourbon. What is that? Like $30?
Just about. And then you were talking about this one.
Probably has that. Yeah.
Really, and everybody.
Not even maybe 50, 55.
All the Knob Creek stuff is from Jim Beam, and it has exceptional value to
Beam
it.
Centauri.
But yeah, look out for this review on this. And then I also have, I just bought this the other day, so look out for a video on this one, the Knob Creek 12. This was like $60. What are you doing back there?
He's probably checking out our whiskey to review.
That one actually smells good.
So yeah, look out for more beer reviews. I still have a ton of like more beers that I need to review.
I haven't bought any yet.
Yeah, I
Any
bought
recently?
way too many. But other than that, as far as people to shout out, you see we're shouting out whiskey people.
Yeah, I thought of whiskey people. Yeah. You try out Cheech, right?
Cheech?
Yeah, the after show.
Oh yeah, you can shout out Whiskey Encore.
Yeah, Whiskey Encore. Come on. He's from South Florida, right?
But who I saw live,
Cool.
Independent Joe.
Yeah.
Independent Joe. Independent has no E's in Independent. But he's actually live right now.
Ooh.
He does a lot of like whiskey live streams.
Nice.
And then Call Me Old Fashioned. He's really cool too. This kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Check him out as well. Another good whiskey channel.
Banging.
So cheers.
Got anything? Let's go to Bumpy. Yeah. Got anything, Bumpy?
Yeah, I'll shout out a beer channel. Check out
Go right
Pat's Beer Garage.
Yeah.
I shared one of his videos in my community post.
Nice.
He's got some bangers out there for some stouts and stuff like that. Other than that, on my channel, I just got my beer reviews I put out 3 times a week. Frozen pizza reviews, put them out on Tuesdays. My videos all drop at 11 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, still trying to get some more videos of the dogs. I always seem to be too slow on their camera. Get anything good.
Yeah.
As soon as I think about it, I pull it out, and then they just, well, we're just standing here doing nothing.
By the way, guys, I might do a
They're all
food
just
review.
zooming around the yard.
Yeah.
Might do a food review after
Stand
this.
still. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.
DB Cooper, everybody. Stay tuned for the DB Cooper.
Oh,
That guy's
I can tell you this. I did this because John and Ellie showed me all about the AI on YouTube now.
Legendary. Oh, I haven't. I've seen
Yeah.
him doing this stuff. I couldn't figure it out. What?
Yeah, you got to go to your channel, then go to posts, and then do like what's on your mind in your post thing.
See, he didn't explain it that
This
well.
is I had AI create this the other night. This is if Cooper was a superhero.
DB Cooper. Stop with the Cooper. DB.
Super Koopa. I don't know.
DB Cooper.
GD Koopa.
Yes, DB Cooper.
You are from Boston. Koopa.
Yes. I was in Boston with you guys. That's why. And that's been a couple years.
Banging. Whiskey Scout.
Oh,
Nice to see you. What's going on? And
Whiskey Novice is who I'd shout out. I'd shout out Whiskey Novice. He's a Northern Ireland reviewer.
Hope you're all doing well in the chat.
And I've been catching up on a lot of Ralphie stuff. I haven't watched Ralphie in a while.
Yeah.
I've been doing a serious catch up. I've been
Ralphie.com.
cramming them. I'm about 100 videos behind, but I'm only about 10 now. So I'll catch them up as far as what's coming up. I had a work week, and then I had Thanksgiving week, so I didn't put nothing out. Starting Monday, I get back in the swing of things. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for my mini Monday. I got a whole bunch of minis, and I just go in there and pick one.
I love those shorts. Those are fun.
Yeah. And so I do those, and then I don't know. I was thinking about doing a Dalwhinnie 15 for my
Oh yeah.
Wednesday review. So
Nice.
I'll stick with that. That's probably what that'll be. I've been pre-tasting it the last
Pre-test.
several days. So
Did it pass the grade?
yes, that's that. Got to give it a little time, let it breathe, pop the lid off, let it suck a little air for.
Last girlfriend was I said Bill Hound. Oh, Bill Hound. We love you.
You're a hero, Billy.
You don't even
Anyway,
know.
that's about all.
Thanks, Whiskey Scout. I couldn't see us doing a whiskey examination, especially with Alex and Robert's not there. Here's a common Irish whiskey to try.
Well, I had no clue when I logged on to see when Ron was going to do his Fandango Friday thing, and then I seen the message from you, and I looked to make sure it was current because sometimes I don't check very often.
Yeah.
I said, "What's today?" He said, "So." He said, "You got a Redbreast 12?" I said, "Yes, I do."
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, man.
Thank you for
No
Thanks for
problem.
sending
joining,
that message.
Robert. What's up there, Clifford? What's up, my friend? Appreciate you.
Clifford, what's up? We did all the shout outs, right? Did you do yours, Alex?
Yeah, I did.
You're
Yeah.
first.
But I'm gonna be doing.
He definitely did.
Well, you're
gonna
gonna do a food review after this, right?
I'm gonna do a food review after this.
All right, so stay tuned to his channel after
But does
that.
anybody else want to sit and have Alex redo his shout outs?
No, we'll go off air and talk
I
about
want to go to bed.
All right. Well, Alex, well, let me put it this way. On behalf of Thomas Metal 75, Alex, the beer master, with our hosting, Tanner, East Coast Liquor Reviews, thank you for the hospitality once again.
Sure.
Bumpy Isms and Whiskey Scout. This has been another examination of some whiskey. Until next time, keep tasting those great whiskeys. Cheers. We'll see you soon. Alex might want to do some aerobics and shout us and
Yes.
sign us off.
This is Alex, the beer master. We will see you all for the next live stream and next video. This is Alex Beer Master signing out. Cheers, everybody. See you guys on the next live stream. Thanks for joining, peeps. Cheers.